All right. So it looks like we're live right now on YouTube. I told you guys we're going to be the number one channel for, dang. What are we
Number
doing?
one podcast. I got you. I got you. You said you last time. I'm going to say you this time. I got you.
I'm Marcus. I'm here with my co-hosts. We got Tavante, the guru, and JD, the chip of real estate. And we're here with another episode. The Triple Profit Podcast here. The number one business podcast on YouTube. Used to be Facebook, but we're here this time. So, hey.
We're going to spread like a virus. We taking you to Facebook too. Instagram Live next.
IG Live. We got to do some IG Lives.
Some IG Lives, man.
Yeah.
True.
Well, hey, today's topic, we're talking about marketing in your business. So we're going to cover some of the best ways to market your business. Because, you know, as we all know, if people don't know who you are, you can't sell your product to them. You can't sell your services to them. So, you know, what are some ways, you know, I'll toss it over to you, Tavante. Mm-hmm. Your thoughts on marketing in the business and what's worked for you and what hasn't worked for you so far?
So the number one way that I've been growing my business actually was not through marketing at all, through a broker. But that has allowed me to segue into a marketing. We know I was the best way of marketing is word of mouth. Mm. So doing the service, having people who are happy with your service, tell other people about your service. That has been the best way I've been marketing. And it's kind of like indirect marketing. It's kind of like you're not really going to tell people about me, but you are intentionally providing a great service with the end goal of having them be excited about your service and then tell their friends and family about your service. And so that has been working for me. Actually, this morning, I have a couple clients who I give business cards. They give my business cards to their friends. And this morning, I had a guy notice how I provide service and ask me for a business card. So it's been like my bread and butter so far, because now people are asking directly for me. When they call the broker, they want to get a ride. They ask for Truvine, and sometimes we have to turn them away because we get so many folks asking for it, which is great, you know, because people are talking about us. Now we get to what I'm learning from you, Marcus, is the more direct way of approaching. That is putting together a marketing strategy on some kind of platform. I'm using Facebook right now. And I know you're going to talk more about it, but I'm excited about how that's going to help me target a particular person for a particular service and promote what I think is a solution to their problem.
See, and man, so what you talked about, you know, you break it down in layman's terms, is you have business cards, you provide a great service, people see the service, and you can directly give them your card, and you're going directly to the consumer, right? So if they don't see you perform your service, then they won't know about you. So as you take this journey into the Facebook platform where you can reach thousands of people in a day, you know, you can see potentially exponential growth in the requests for your services if done correctly. So, man, JD, what do you see, man? Because I know you're in real estate, and man, I tell you, real estate is good and heavy on marketing. So, what are you done?
Man, so kind of like what Sponte was saying, I started off at a brokerage that was very old school. You know, you're cold calling, your marketing is trying to get your name even out there, which is great when you're starting with low to no budget. If you're starting low to no budget, you got to go old school. You got to go grassroots. You got to go guerrilla tactic. You need to be knocking on doors, doing that. But that is draining. That can be. Let's be honest, man. Like that can.
You mic went off.
I'm sorry if y'all can't hear me.
There you go.
Can y'all still hear me?
Yeah, you're good.
You're
Okay,
back
sorry
now.
about that. But knocking on doors, calling people on their lunch break or after work, you tend to get a lot of rejection doing that. You tend to get a lot of rejection doing that. You're going to get hung up on, cussed out, and door slammed in your face. I've actually had people. I've knocked on the door, heard somebody walk to the door, and then hear the door lock. So I get
that
it.
me?
I understand. I don't think it was you. I was in the neighborhood though, so it could have been though.
My
But
bad.
I'm 6'4", almost 300 pounds, so I understand why somebody would do that. But yeah, and I'm not even bad at it. But what I learned with that is, like, especially after talking with you, how much easier it can be if you market right. Because even when I was doing marketing that I thought I was just basically running Facebook ads and putting the boost behind it, And what I realized and what I found out from learning different things, taking different courses, and really sitting down talking with you is that what I was doing was shooting out a shotgun blast. I was shooting out a blast that was tabbing, hitting here, hitting here, hitting there, instead of creating a laser point focus, which is really what you want to do when you're marketing to get the most out of your money that you're putting behind it. Man, so that's what I've learned to understand is that's the best way is to sit, figure out who your client is or who your target audience is, and laser focus on them.
And I was gonna say, man, don't discount the shotgun blast because just like Devontae saying, you go from handing out cards or you go from straight cold calling, still one-to-one, to a more approach. Even if you're shotgun blasting, that is it's more effective, or it has a larger reach, than just one-to-one. You may not get the better results, right? Because maybe your message isn't craft, because there's a lot to go into that. But when you get your message craft properly, that's just kind of like level one, man. Can you get it out to the people? So now, Devontae, I know you said you were starting today. You're setting up the Facebook and talk through that, man. Where are you at as far as your experience level and where are you in that process?
So right now we're gonna be rolling out. Well, actually, it's funny thing because we had planned to start rolling out a new driver this week or next week for the van we just purchased. And so we was like, okay, she was already ready to go. I had it kind of set, ready to go. And then what happens, I called her and she had some family issues and she couldn't continue to roll over with us. She kind of got to step back and take care of some family. So we got to find somebody to actually hire. Now, I did jump on an Indeed and put some information out there, but I kind of wanted to target, an actual prospective person to hire. So I'm actually using some marketing for that because I know that, there's jobs are a lot of companies are offering tons of money to get folks to work. So I kind of want to look for a special person. So I did a little marketing for that. So figuring out, okay, well, why would they want to work for me? What problem am I solving in their life by working for me? Laying that out into some possible potential problems. And then figuring out some solutions to those problems that we offer and we can bring to the table in a tangible way. We're laying it all out in the marketing terminology and the ad itself. And then put it on Facebook, trying to target the area you want to target, the actual the audience, what age are going to be, what things they're interested in. Try to target that. And then run the ad kind of like a test pilot. So that's
So,
where
like,
we at right now.
I know you. So you put a little bit in there. You got Indeed with Facebook. So are you taking the Indeed job that you created and posting it on Facebook with a message?
Yes,
So they
yes.
see it and then they go to
Go
Indeed
to the
to apply?
Indeed.
Man, I didn't even think of that. So we were talking before that, right?
I'll do something good. That's great.
Yeah, you
I'll
feel
support
it.
the
You see, you know you stuck one because you can see his brain working right now. He's like, hold on.
So, but no, think about it though. This is what I've been doing because I use Indeed to hire. So what I've been doing, they've got these little features in here in Indeed where you can take like your job post and you can put like hot job hiring, between 1 to 3 days or whatever, and they see that, right?
Yeah.
Or if you got some kind of special tag, your post will be in a different position, and you can actually pay Indeed, 10, 20, $30 a day to blast it out to everybody who signed out to their email addresses. So I've been doing that, and I haven't even thought about taking the next step and just copying the same ad that I have on Indeed and plugging
Facebook.
it. Oh man. So next round of hires is going to be totally different. I'm going to be laser focused in on that, but yeah, no, that's awesome, man. Thanks for sharing that.
Yeah. That actually was, so I think we put a little money into Indeed because I know we last time we hired, we got a lot of candidates, but they weren't laser focused on what we wanted. So we wanted to target. I know they have a feature in Indeed where you can like target the kind of person you're looking for. We put a little money into it, but it wasn't a lot. But we wanted to really focus. I know most folks in this area, because we're trying to hire local too, are going to be on Facebook. So that's why we saw the value added by using Facebook ads. And actually, I wasn't so genius with the thought. Like it was just like an afterthought. Like, hey, I'm not going to create another job listing on Facebook. Just put the listing from Indeed right here. Bam, it's right there.
Brilliant. Hey, now that's what's up. Hey, and to even compound on that, man, a little bit more, right? So we went from, or transitioned a little bit, you went from marketing hand to hand to get customers. Now you're using marketing to get employees, people, team members.
Yeah.
And both ways it impacts both your top line and, well, mostly your top line, because when you're in business growth mode, you're looking at how much revenue can I bring in?
Yeah.
Right. And if you're out there and you're watching this and you're focusing on bottom line out the gate, you're wrong, because you're going to make so many mistakes prior that the bottom line is always going to be messed up. But if you don't have your eye on the prize on that top line revenue, you're going to miss some opportunities like hiring good people or getting, that higher paying client. So, man, so you did that, and you're flipping it into Facebook and using Indeed. Man, I tell you, you're starting now. Couple of months, you're going to be just living by ads. You're going to be like me, like 2:00 in the morning, clicking through Facebook Business Manager.
Yeah, I gotta say
stuff out.
The part I'm really, really enjoying is the thinking like the person I'm looking for. That's the part that I'm really, really enjoying. Like, what are they interested in? And I love talking. So it's so funny because I first started with my admin. I was like, hey, we got to talk every day. She was like, we got to talk every day. I'm like, yeah, we got to talk every day. She's like, why? But now it's so dope because like we talk every day. Like literally, she be doing something, I know what she's doing, before she does it. So we talk out the whole process of, hey, this is what I'm thinking. And I bounce it off of her. She says, that sounds good. And I don't know about that. And then she throws back at me. that talking out what that person was looking for helps us to redefine the marketing, because we're trying to connect to the things that they want to find. And those, I mean, I think it's beautiful because it's this whole mind game of like, I'm looking for, I have interest in, I don't know, what's a good one? Medicine, or I have interest in maybe something that's, I think is kind of totally unrelated. I'm an entrepreneur, you know, whereas working for me, you want to be an entrepreneur, but you're a contractor. So these things kind of relate and they cross over, you know. Maybe someone is saying, oh, I'm not ready to be an entrepreneur, but I want to be a contractor, you know, and there's a connection.
Bam. So JD, man, what do you think, man? What's next for you in the marketing game?
Man, shoot, you already know, man. Dr. Frankenstein, you know, like we were, you know, for so one, just really turning up the funnel. You know, one of the things I did is, and this is an idea for some people that are out there. If you don't have a huge budget, or you don't have a lot, you know, of a lot of funds to start with, partner up with somebody. Partner up with somebody that that basically may be associated with your business. You know, so with me being a realtor, I have a preferred lender that I usually use, that I send a lot of opportunities to. And what I did is I presented to them an opportunity to kind of invest in with me, partner up with me. Since I'm already sending you business, let's work together. You can basically, you know, you come up with the money up front to help put towards marketing. We'll do a three-month trial. You know, for the next 3 months, you give me X amount of dollars towards marketing. I'll show you where it's going, and I will send any lead that comes out of that towards you. And so naturally, when my lender heard this, he was like, "Oh yeah, for sure," you know, because he's going to make that money that I'm asking him for probably off of one deal, you know. But I know the power after what we talked about. It doesn't take a whole lot of good focused marketing to get a return of investment. Yes. When it is, as long as you know what you're doing and you're doing it right. So you know, that was a big thing for me, because it took the pressure off of me, you know, or that fear that you may have of putting that money up front. It's like, okay, I'm playing with the church's money now. This is all on the table now. I can use this money, you know, to bring in more opportunities for myself and for a new partner. And eventually, you know, the goal is to get more dollars in towards this, you know, or probably get more sponsors doing the same thing. So that's one of the biggest things next for me is just, like I said, turning up this nozzle so more is flowing out. You know, and then after that is just really tweaking, like learning, you know, making sure we're putting out the right content, you know, getting that in front of the right people, putting out a lot of content. That's my big thing. I want to put out a lot more content too, like and figuring out that strategy, you know, learning what tools to use, like learning that if you don't have an idea of what content to use, there are apps and websites that can show you what people are looking for. Yes. What kind of, you know, what questions they're at. If you don't know what video to shoot, you can literally look up and see what people are Googling and YouTubing as far as questions and do content on that. So that's kind of where I'm standing at right now, just rapid firing out a lot of content and getting ready to, like I said, turn this funnel
on. You know what, JD, I love that you are leveraging and you're finding like money that don't look like money. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I think that's awesome, because I think that resourcefulness is going to take you like really, really far, man. Like if you can just, you don't have to always have money to find money, but if you can find the things that look like money, then you got the money, you know?
Yo, and I appreciate that, Tavante. Thank you for that, because I won't lie. I'm very old school and stubborn. I like to, I put on blinders and I'll do it the old school. You know what I mean? I don't mind putting in a little bit of extra work, but like I said, if I can learn how to work smarter instead of harder, why not do that? And that was a step for me, like really, really, being around you guys, reading and learning what I had been in the classes I've been taking. It helped me understand how important that is. Leveraging, like you said, leveraging other people's money and understanding that there's an abundance of money out there. They aren't stopping printing money. The issue is you're stopping yourself from figuring out how to get the money coming into you. And that was definitely a problem I was dealing with. Because I was literally, and Marcus can attest to this. I remember, us having some conversations, and Marcus would be like, yeah, you just gotta do X, Y, and Z and bring 1, 2, and 3 to the table. And I'd be like, man, how am I gonna get this? I got money going over here, but just figuring it out, like you have an endless amount of resources around you if you're willing to open your eyes and open your mouth. Yep. You know what I mean? Like how they always say you have not because you ask not. You better start asking. So,
hey man, so now let's get back. Let's go to the basics. So we were starting from the very beginning, hand to hand. We got some Facebook ads. JD, you talking about opening up the funnel, getting in leads, so you can cold call them back, make sure they're, get them when they're willing and able to buy or sell. Now, there's different levels. And I'll give some tips, right, or just some statistics. When it comes to home services, so I do appliance repair. When it's in the home service industry, you're looking at anywhere between 7 and 10% of what you want to make that month. So if you want to make $100,000, you better have 10 grand ready to go to pump out there in the community. So $100,000, you got to have an area big enough to support $100,000. If not, you can grow your area and expand your area in order to spend that 10 grand to get that return when done effectively. In real estate, it's different, right? You got to spend 30, 40, sometimes 50% in competitive markets to get that return. So if you go out there and spend 50 grand, you're going to get back 100. When it comes to business and new businesses, when they start, they shy away because they got to take that cash out and put it into marketing. And if you're doing it by yourself, you're going to fail the first couple of times. You're going to print a postcard with the wrong, price on it. Like I got 1,000 of those sitting in the corner right now. You're going to make those mistakes. But, at the end of the day, if you're consistent with your marketing, you're going to be able to be present in your community. And if your message resonates with those people, man, you'll be able to expand and grow and have a consistent revenue coming in just based off of making sure that people understand who you are, what you do, and how to get a hold of you, right? Yeah. And that's the name of the game.
Yeah. What I'm hearing from you, Marcus, is that it's a point to get started. I think that especially, we want to spend the money on the tangible things, right? The equipment, like the things that we see a direct relation to our revenue, and those things that we're thinking like, man, if I spend this money, I may not get any money back. Like I'm spending the money just hoping it's gonna come back. But I think for those businesses who want to go to the next level, who want to really keep evolving their own business and really see, like, you go to some communities and you see businesses that are like, oh my, I saw a restaurant today. It just looked delicious. The building looked delicious. Like everything looked delicious. And I don't even eat meat like that, but it just looked delicious, right? And I know that business had to be doing some really, really great marketing, right? Mm-hmm. And so I think it's important for us to get to that mindset of being in that space where we're doing that marketing, but also enjoying the game process of doing the marketing, because you went to a place, whatever, right? And you like, man, they just totally got me with this damn marketing. This marketing was like fucking good. Like the marketing was just amazing. So to be on the other end of the table, to be creating that marketing for someone else and reeling them in, it's got to be a lot of fun.
Yeah. Man, I tell you, sometimes like I'm doing videos. I did one, I think last week or the week before last, just off a whim. It's like I'm gonna whip up something real quick because I know I got new people starting. So give them a nice little intro during when they do their onboarding and get their shirts and all that stuff. So I was like, man, I'm gonna give them a new refresh on the video. And I miss doing it. So, as we go into a slower season, you should, just like you budget what you're going to make, you should plan out how you're going to market, because every season is going to be different, right? Your message, could slightly be slanted towards what's going on in and around your community. It's so many different ways. Some people don't like the social media thing, but I get it. I understand. But at the same time, if you have a business and you're not doing social media, you're working harder to get your message out. But that doesn't mean that you can't succeed. That just means you have to have handouts, leave behinds. You got to have business cards. You got to go, to all the events that are going on. You got to sponsor, sports teams, do all the other little stuff that your competition is doing, right? So you can rise above, the noise. But now I can go on and on and on about marketing, man, in the game, but we got some stuff coming.
I was gonna say, let's say like Mark, I know you. This is your will. You definitely have, kind of like tapped into this resource as far as marketing goes, and really have tried to fine tune it. So you got it down to a sweet science. So let's say like we know it's gonna be somebody out here that's watching this, that's starting something new, whether it be a food truck or a gym business, whatever the case. I know it changes per, whatever product that you're selling, but let's say just ground rule, where should someone start if they have a minimal budget and they're trying to get some marketing ads going? What should they do? Like what should be their ground? Like what should be their starting point, and where would you focus? And which social outlet would you use the most to post ads, if not spreading it around?
So where I would start, so I always have this template that I go over. You go through what your mission statement is, your vision, then you identify who your audience is. So it's your first step is always understanding who you are and what your brand is and how it's going to provide, value into the community. So I go through my little checklist, and then I plot out, okay, which platforms can I promote and what type of content can I promote on these platforms. And this is all free, so not paid stuff. So Facebook, am I going to do videos? Instagram, am I going to do pictures? They got reels. I'm going to start doing a reel. I did my first reel like 2 weeks ago. I'm going to start doing some of that. It's all free. So if you can do the free stuff first, then you transition over to pay. Because if you don't have the consistency to do the free stuff, the paid stuff isn't going to work, because you're not going to do it the way it needs to be done. Right? So if you're starting out minimum money, you do the free stuff, and you pick the platform that you're most comfortable with using, because if you're most comfortable using that platform, you're going to use it and then branch out, after you start seeing some success. But that's my 2 cents. If you don't have any knowledge at all when it comes to digital marketing, Facebook, Google, I would say start with Facebook first, because it allows you to make the most mistakes without costing you the most money, because Google will drain your bank account if you go in there reckless. YouTube will drain your bank account too, but Google will take all your money, heartless, and some more too.
Damn. Yeah. So that's good to know. So start off. So figure out who you are as far as the company. So mission statement, figure out who your consumer is, figure out who you're targeting, and then access as much free basically free marketing as you can.
Yep.
And Facebook would be the best one to start with, because it lets you make the most mistakes without taking your bank account.
Absolutely.
Gotcha. Solid.
Well,
And
hey,
for you, real quick, Mark, I'm sorry. For you, when you started learning and trying to figure out marketing, did you do a lot of Googling to figure out how to do it, written book, or did you go into some classes and training sessions?
I mean, I tell you, I did YouTube University for the first month, and I was like, I know Google's a gold mine, so that's why I mentioned Google how to do Google ads, and man, I wasted $500 in a day, not a call. So this is back in the wholesaling days, not a single call. So that's when I had to take a step back and say, whoa. What did I do wrong? And I'm searching through these YouTube videos, and they're all saying very similar type of things, but I was missing something. So that's when I decided, and no plug to Ty Lopez, but I joined Ty Lopez's course, and it is massive. And I took the whole thing and I finished it all in a month. And even after that, I had to play a little bit. And then one day it was just like, I found it. And that was, it was like, bam, the light came on, the leads start pouring in, quality leads. And I was like, yep, I got it. I figured it out. But, it costs the price of the course plus trial and error, so I might have, buying in lists. I think I probably went in $3,000 something out the gate to try it out.
Gotcha.
But yeah, no, definitely you really have to take a course or do one specific thing. I know that was one thing too. I was trying to do video and then the landing page stuff and then, lead. I was trying to do too much. So if you're going to start, just do one thing. If you're going to do video ads, do video ads. If you're going to do lead magnet or the lead ads where they fill in their name, email, and phone number, do that. Don't try to do multiple things at the beginning. Stick to one thing and you'll get the best results.
I like that.
I like that too. That's good. It's good advice.
Good. That's okay. Perfect, man. Shoot.
Well, hey, but anybody new to business, currently in business, never used marketing before, it don't matter, in my opinion. If you're not prepared and you have to, the best time to learn was yesterday. So, at least have something in your bag that's ready to go. Especially, and that's where, a lot of these businesses now, I won't get too heavy into this, but, I'm looking at these other businesses in the appliance repair business, and I'm like, I'm about to eat heavy. Like, straight up, they're either gonna have to pay somebody to keep up with me, and when you pay somebody to keep up, no matter if they're seasoned or not, they're going to have the same type of issues going into different markets, unless, they hire somebody local and they understand the market. But if they want to start out cheap, $500 a month, I'll kill a $500 a month marketer. You got to go out and get like a $10,000 a month marketer to compete with what I'm doing. And man,
Marcus is over here talking real reckless. I like it too. I like it. Marcus got pressure on their neck. So what are you seeing or not seeing from competition that has you this confident on what you're about to do when you expand?
Remember, man, businesses, they're started by people just like me and you. We get good at a craft and we do the craft. We may have certain aspects, maybe a people person, or you may be highly technical, whatever. But usually if you don't do marketing, you don't do marketing.
Exactly.
That's
true.
So in this technical field, they don't do marketing. They barely do sales well. Customer service. I look at some of these scores like, man, you got 2.5 star rating. What's going on? I know you're not gonna be able to mess with me on the marketing.
Devontae, get your boy that Gary, Indiana coming out in it. That Gary.
Man, you can't even get a 3 star. But that's the but really that's the big difference between businesses, right? Every business is going to have their strengths and weaknesses, but in this game, it's just in appliance repair game specifically, it's if you're just by yourself, it's harder. It's hard for you to be able to take calls, manage your current customers, let alone get more customers, because you don't really need more customers. So it's not a big need to go out and say, I need 20 calls today. So so in turn, you don't have to market. And in turn, you don't have to get good at marketing. So you don't have to get good at sales. So you can make a nice living, by doing that.
Right.
But what happens is you get somebody like me who less than 2 years in the game, and then I'm like scooping up 20 calls a day, 20 appointments a day, 25. At our peak, I think we had 28 calls in one day, and I had to turn it. I tell you all,
I remember that.
I gotta cut the ads off.
I remember
too much. And that's why I was like, I gotta hire. I gotta cut the ads off. It's too much going on. But yeah, it's different problems based on different levels. And because I want to be, not the largest, but I want to be larger than where we are right now. It's going to take more to feed that engine.
Okay.
Awesome.
I like that, Devontae.
Yeah, I like
that, Devontae.
I can appreciate how thoroughly, Marcus, you analyze the industry you're in. You understand the ups and downs, the lows and the highs of it, and you're really starting to understand your competition really, really well, and understand what you do well, how that fits automatically without you doing anything more into what's missing. I think that's key for anyone who's doing business. I think it's we can all try to do the things we're supposed to do, right? Work really hard. But there are a lot of things that we do naturally, and that's what you do naturally. You're doing marketing naturally. So you already understand that's the value added for you and your business, because the people who, like you said, it's true. If you don't do marketing, you don't do marketing. You can't halfway do it. If you do it, you don't do it.
Can't play with it, man.
You can't. You'll be broke.
Yeah, and dude, so fast. But I think that it definitely blew my mind with just sitting down and talking with you and realizing how many people don't do marketing, how many people just haven't figured it out. Do you think that comes from just fear of not wanting to touch, or just complacency?
Complacency. I think it's a little bit of both, right? Complacency. You'll get, and keep in mind too, I'm still fairly new. We're under 2 years, but most of the people that I ran across who are in similar situations, it's just they don't know what's good. Who's the snake oil salesman out there selling them crazy leads?
Gotcha.
And we work hard for the money, so you don't want to give away $500,000 to somebody you don't really know what they're gonna do and how they're gonna do or anything. So it's difficult. So I think I'm in a very good position because I don't have to lean on people to do it. So right now I'm in the mode of how do I train others to do it?
Yeah.
That's where I am right now. How do I train others to do it? We got we got a whole bunch of other stuff going on too, but that's the mode. How do we train others to do the jobs that we're doing, so that way we can continue to grow, with the slowest or the smallest bottleneck possible.
Gotcha. Okay. I love it, man. That's a lot of. It's a good free game though. That's good free game. So people can understand at least where the hell to get their foot in, because I know that was what that was a headache for me, was figuring it out. And like you said, like, because especially in real estate, everybody offering you leads.
Yep.
Everybody's offering you the new shiny thing. You know, you got people wanting to help you manage your social media accounts, people offering you uh, leads from certain area code, all these great promises. And I remember, I remember even showing you ZBuyer, one of the leads, one of the lead sources I was using. You was just like, man, why are you giving them this much money? And you can do this on Facebook and eat. It was just like, you were, I didn't know, Marcus. You know, I didn't know, but you because it's just you're so, especially with me being so wrapped up in doing things how I was doing with business, and trying to get the business rolling, you don't feel you have time to learn and break that down and figure that portion out. And so it's just like, well, where can I get the most amount of leads for the least amount of money? And focus on that, where, like I said, you don't even know that you're not doing it the most efficient way possible until you find out.
I hear that, man. So, hey, so I snuck and I took the video. I know we're doing our first on YouTube stream, so this is our first non-Facebook stream. So we did an unlisted, and we're gonna continue to do some of these. I snuck and I put it on my page, and I see Kirk's in here commenting, and he put in here he's trying to find some help. You know, the laborers are few, so he's got plenty of work, but he needs some laborers. He must have missed I think he missed the first part of the call. Yeah. So Tavante, man, hit him with the gem on how you use Indeed and Facebook to find people.
So, I mean, I'm feeling you, definitely. We're looking for people too. We look for great people to fill the spots. I think everyone is kind of feeling that pain, trying to find some good help to get to work their business. So what I've been able to do is I have an Indeed post that is a free one. I put a little money into it to really try to target those special kind of people with those qualities we're looking for. What I also did was use the marketing and Facebook ads, create a Facebook ad, thinking about, again, what problem am I solving for these people, right? And, you know, it's funny because we're in there's a lot of jobs available, people not working. So I remember talking to my admin, just brainstorming, talking out loud. Why do folks not want to work? You know, why is everyone offering $500 here, $400 here, and nobody's jumping on this? Because I know if I just throw out some money out there and throw a lead out there and I haven't thought about this process, I may be throwing money away. So it was important for me to solve that problem. And I thought, okay, so we went through COVID, got free money flowing. People have been feeling fed up with their jobs, not appreciated, right? They're looking for something different, you know? And I know a lot of folks saying people don't want to work. But to me, that's like not a solution. We got to find out why they don't want to work, right? And so we came to with a potential solution. I'm not sure there's a solution, but we feel like the combination of COVID, the excess of money being that free money as far as unemployment and stimulus, and then actually having the taste of being off of work, having a life that you actually have time to do things, and feeling like, well, you know what? Honestly, fuck it. They don't appreciate me no way. You know what I'm saying? I might as well just take this free money and just sit on my ass, you know? Yeah. So we don't think it's the money that's important. We think it's the monotonous jobs where they don't feel appreciated. Now, we talked about problem, solution, putting together structure for marketing. We actually didn't have any tangible way to say we appreciate you. So we didn't target that. But we had a tangible way to say, you know what? This is a job that you would enjoy doing. And this is the reasons why. It's not monotonous. Your environment is always changing. You know, we're always working with different people. We have a rewarding experience where our clients love to have social engagement. So if you're looking for that kind of social engagement, if you're looking for a job that's ever changing, if you're looking for, you know, a job that's not behind the desk, you know, this is the job for you. And we kind of just tailored our marketing around that. Oh, to the key part you was asking me about. So then what I actually did too is I took the Indeed post, the link to there, and put it in the Facebook ad. So I'm putting $5 a day in this ad, but it's also redirecting them right to my Indeed ad. So I'm getting Indeed posts from Indeed, but I'm also getting Facebook exposure on Facebook that goes right back to Indeed.
Let's see. So that's brilliant, man. That's brilliant. So Kirks, I was saying at the beginning, I just hired 3 people this week from Indeed, and I didn't use that strategy. And I swear, if I would use that strategy, I probably would have honed in a lot better on my message, on who we are, values, and just kind of approaching the person saying, hey, you want to learn a skill in appliance repair? It's unlike any other job. You interact with different customers, you get the satisfaction of the repair. Having that, that content in your Facebook actual ad with that link, it is powerful because it's already on Indeed. So they handle getting the application and all that stuff. Facebook, not only are you promoting the job, but you're also promoting your company.
Yeah.
So it's a dual effect.
Love it.
So it's brilliant. It's brilliant.
That's hell smooth.
Mm-hmm. But yeah. So, I'm curious to see what the results of that's going to be, Tavante. So we'll check in next week on that. See what kind of results that you get, man. But man, we've been on here a lot longer than what I expected.
Got deeper. Got deep.
But like always, beautiful conversation. Enjoyed it with my guys right here, my brothers. I appreciate it. Again, you can, if you're looking, you can find us on Triple Profit Podcast on Facebook. You can join our group, and then also on our YouTube channel. Check out some of our content. We got some micro contents. Shout out to Christian in the chat. He's on fire today. You guys can't see it, but he's on fire in the chat. Thank you, Christian, for answering all the comments and the questions. Until next week, y'all take it easy.